I'm Zoe, I use she, they pronouns, and I'm an ethnic studies major. I'd say I was mostly confused. I didn't feel panicked at first, because the people around me weren't really panicking, but I was just like unsure what was gonna happen or how long it was gonna last. And then I think my family was really panicked about it, and so that made me panic a little more. I think the very first semester, when everything went pass no pass, like, professors were definitely the most accommodating that spring semester. And then I think since then, it's really hit or miss, in my opinion. Like, I've had professors whose accommodation is basically you get one extra absence to class, and then professors who are actually like responsive to, I don't know, your individual circumstances, or like are flexible based on how people are interacting with the class. And I think that has been a lot better. Yeah, I think that, I mean, I know in my own house we didn't have Wi-Fi capacity for 6 of us to be working. And I know that that's been really difficult for people. I think the school did some program for getting people hotspots, but the applications took 2 months to be processed, and after that it took like another month to distribute things. And so I don't think that, although they like had accommodations, I think that it took way too long in terms of like the timeline of classes and what was happening. No. I think that, no, I don't think they're doing that. I guess, I don't know what sort of informed approach. It's more just like a let's get back as soon as we can, like wanting the whole return to normal thing. I don't think they're really viewing the pandemic as a trauma. I think it's more sort of being swept under the rug, is the way it feels. Wow. I haven't thought about it a lot like that. But I do think coming out of it, the way it feels to do things that were so normal to me before the pandemic, and then when doing them now feels so strange and so foreign, and like, I don't know, I have like increased social anxiety. If I stand in a line that's like where people are closer than 6 feet, I feel like I can feel them like on my body. I hate online classes, but I don't know if I'm looking forward to in person. I'm looking forward to like having physical spaces that are designated for school. And I think that that's really good in terms of like my workspace not also being my living space. I think that that's like a healthy boundary to set. But I also think that it's been really helpful to not have to go somewhere. Like, commuting takes so much time, moving anywhere takes so much time. It's difficult to like get from a house to campus. Like, it's kind of inaccessible to have to find food. Like, we were just talking about how there aren't like a lot of affordable food options near campus, and how we're all gonna like really miss being able to make meals at home. And like, I don't know, I do think that there's some aspect of like online work and of like remote work that was a lot easier for some things. Like, I didn't love it, but I don't think we should, I don't know, I think it brought up a lot of things that I didn't realize were inequities we were dealing with. Honestly, just being in large group settings again is something that I'm like not looking forward to. Just like being in crowds, like interacting with people physically, being around people who like you don't necessarily know if they've been safe, or like, I don't know. It's been nice to like choose the people that I see and to not have to interact with a lot of strangers, and I'm like not super stoked about going back to that. And then also, yeah, just what I just mentioned, like not having like the comfort of my house all the time. I think that is something that has like really grown on me. I think it depends if they've had in person before or haven't. Because I don't think I know how to give advice to people who are in the same situation as me. I would more be looking for advice from them. But I guess I've talked to some people who were freshmen this year, or like have never been in person. And I would just say it's like a whole nother learning curve that I think like professors and the school definitely aren't going to account for. I think that the whole idea is that like the traumatic pandemic is over, or that like this thing we experienced is over, and so we don't need to like have accommodations anymore. And I think that they're like missing the fact that returning to in-person is going to be a sort of like the first semester of going online was, where it's like it's going to be another like learning curve and readjustment for people. And I hope that like, I don't know, I guess just like for everyone to be patient with themselves, because contrary to how like society's going about it, it's definitely not a like we can just jump back into how things were. Like it's been 1.5 years of life that people didn't even conceive of, and we can't just go back to that.